Welcome to another Stormworks tutorial. Today, we're diving into the creation of an efficient, high-powered jet engine that'll really take off and push your builds to new heights. Get ready for some serious thrust. Let's start building. As we usually do, let's start by adding a platform. This will be the foundation for our jet engine build, giving us plenty of space to work and make sure nothing crashes along the way. We'll also add a small ridge where our jet parts will rest. Don't worry if it seems unnecessary now. It'll all come together when we're aligning the parts later. For this build, we're adding 2 compressors, so we'll start with a jet duct T-piece and attach our angles. Everything will connect neatly to a common combustion chamber for maximum efficiency. The goal for this tutorial is to generate a lot of power with minimal jet fuel consumption, giving us an engine that's both efficient and powerful. We'll now add our small jet intakes. These will feed air into the compressors, and after that, we'll add the jet combustion chamber. Make sure the fuel connection is facing upwards, and ensure that the arrows on the combustion chamber and compressors are all pointing towards the back. Let's build the main body by starting with 6 jet duct crosspieces. These will form the backbone of our engine, allowing for efficient airflow and connecting all our components seamlessly. You can choose to add more if you like, but keep in mind that you might need to tweak your gear ratios and other settings later on to maintain balance and performance. Now, let's add medium jet turbines to all the ducted pieces, again ensuring that the connections for RPS are facing upwards. These turbines will maximize our thrust output, giving our engine the power it needs to really take off. Finally, let's add one last jet turbine to the end. We'll now proceed to connect all the turbines together using piping to ensure they operate in sync with the same RPM. And while you're at it, if you found this tutorial helpful, please like, share, and comment below. Your support means a lot. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips and tricks on building powerful engines and other epic build. We'll put all this knowledge to good use in more practical real-life scenarios. Well, as real as they get in-game. Who knew building could be this much fun? Let's complete our pipes with a few angles. Remove any excess blocks to ensure we have enough room for the final parts. Next, we'll add 2 gearboxes and a large generator. Position the gearboxes properly to maintain the 3:1 ratio. Make sure to pay attention to the arrow on each gearbox. It indicates how the RPS will be converted to torque. The large generator will simulate a proper load and act as a benchmark for our engine's performance. Next, we're adding piping and 4 large tanks to ensure we have enough fuel to last us a while. We're also going to add a gas relief valve and a fluid port. This will prevent our tanks from creating a vacuum as the engine uses up all the fuel, keeping our combustion chamber happy. Next, position the gas relief valve and the fluid port. The placement and implementation of these components might need to change depending on the application, but for now, in free air, this setup will work just fine. It's all coming along nicely. With everything in place, we're on track to create a powerful and efficient engine. Let's keep pushing forward and complete our build. We're going to need a toggle button and a throttle lever, so let's place them on the platform. These controls will allow us to easily start and adjust our engine's RPM. We're setting the throttle lever to have a range of 0 to 180 with a 20% sensitivity, giving us fine control over our jet's RPM target. The goal is to achieve low RPM, low fuel consumption, and high power. Always keep the RPM below 200, or the engine will blow. It's crucial to maintain that limit to ensure everything runs smoothly and safely. To make this happen, we're going to use a microcontroller made by Zizo. I'll put a link in the description to his workshop page. It's full of very well-made microcontrollers that can help you get the most out of your builds. Now, connect the logic as indicated on the microcontroller. It's fairly straightforward, so just follow the labeled connections, and you'll be up and running in no time. Battery time. Now, hook up everything that needs power. Remember, a man without power is like a battery with no charge. He just can't seem to get anything going. Let's make sure our build has all the juice it needs. Remember to set the tanks to use jet fuel. Use the select tool and choose jet fuel for all 4 tanks. We should be ready to test our creation. Go ahead and spawn it in, and let's see how it works. Fingers crossed for a smooth launch. By default, you can press page up on your keyboard to inspect more closely what's happening. Since all the numbers are moving, it looks like we're all hooked up properly. But alas, we seem to have a problem. The engine is having a hard time spooling up, and that's likely due to the massive load the generator is putting on it. Let's fix that. Move the generator back a bit to ensure we can fit a clutch in between the gearboxes and the generator. Don't forget to merge everything back together afterward. Next, we need a way to control the clutch, and we're going to use some simple math with a function block. Don't be scared, the math is very, very simple. Connect the RPS from the jet turbine into the function block, and then from the function block to the clutch we added. And don't forget to supply power to the clutch. The math is simple. We're going to take x, our input, and just divide it by the target we're setting for ourselves, which is the value at which the clutch should be fully engaged. So, x divided by 12 should do the trick. Then, we'll add a clamp function around it to ensure the values stay between 0 and 1 for the clutch, keeping everything in check. Let's see how it all works now. As the RPM value from the engine rises, our clutch pressure is also increasing. Since we set the full lock at 12, we should have no trouble choking the engine before it's fully engaged. Here we go, it's power time. Let's evaluate our setup and see how everything performs. Initially, we're generating between 4,000 and 5,000 watts, and it will fluctuate a bit until the engine settles down. However, at around 8 RPM from the jet, we're producing about 3,000 watts. Let's try increasing the RPM of the jet engine to 14 RPS. This should give us a boost in power, so let's see how the engine responds. This doesn't look right. We're at the limit of what the jet engine can produce, but we need more power. It's not bad, we're making over 5,000 watts at very little fuel, making it very efficient. But what shall we do? Let's add some clutch magic. Once again, let's move the generator and clutch backwards a bit. This will give us the space we need to make adjustments and add some more components for increased power output. Add another gearbox and set it to a 3:1 ratio, making sure the arrow points the same way as the others. Next, let's add 2 3x3 modular clutches, ensuring there's space for 3 modular flywheels. Now, move the clutch and generator back again and add 2 constant number blocks. Set the first to 1 and the other to 0.5. Connect the 0.5 to the normal clutch and the 1 to the last modular clutch. Finally, rewire the function block with the clutch pressure to the first modular clutch. We should now be ready to test one final time. Let's see how all our adjustments perform and if we can achieve the power boost we've been aiming for. All values look good so far. The engine seems to be responding well to our adjustments. Let's keep an eye on the RPM and power output as we ramp things up. We're now making around 15,000 watts at 8 RPM. That's more than triple what we had before. It looks like our adjustments are paying off. Let's check our fuel consumption. That's impressive, 15,000 watts at around 0.2 liters per second. Although the numbers are bouncing a bit, it doesn't look like much. Wow, we're really maximizing our power output while keeping fuel consumption low. This is the efficiency we were aiming for. Let's crank it up. We're only at 8 RPS, let's push it to around 22 or 23 RPS. That's normally where a lot of helicopters and planes run their engines. Time to see how much power we can really generate. Wow! We're generating 45,000 watts, and we're only at 23 RPM. That's phenomenal. It looks like our setup is truly optimized for performance. Now just imagine what 50, 100, or even 150 RPS would generate. Just remember, more RPS means more fuel consumption. With the throttle for RPM control, you can adjust exactly how much you need for your creation. This gives you the flexibility to optimize performance based on your specific requirement. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next one for more exciting builds and tutorials.